Stupid broken nail. And that's alright, enjoy D&D. Oh, okay. Thank God. Freaking nail. Stupid broken nail. This blanket's too big. Can't control my stuff. Oh my God. Hello, Beebs. How are you? How have things been? Are you dying in the heat down there? I am good, Pizza. How are you? I am full of food, and we're gonna draw today. Drink water. Not even 2 minutes into the stream, already redeeming. Alright, drink water. Oh, then that's good. If you're doing like really, really early morning shift, then you're probably getting out of the sun before it gets really brutal, so that's smart. Okay. Let's see. So we do want a skirt. They spend the rest of the day driving around getting shit together. Keep doing that. Look, hey, as long as you're busy and you're making money, that's all that matters, right? $5 to 10 made $1,000. Hey, not gonna sneeze at $200 an hour. Bye, pizza. Alright, I need to finish the hair. So what layer is that on? Okay, so this is the front bangs. This is the back. Are you getting paid for that too, or no? Damn, that's a long-ass day. Do you get off days? No. Aren't you, like, freaking dogged then? Well, that is white ink. That's not gonna fly here. We need the black ink. Just Friday, though? That's still kind of brutal, man. I know, it's like, the other stuff is kind of meh work, but it's still work. I just hope that you're making enough money that you could, like, chill soon. Or whenever you decide to stop doing this job. Because it sounds like they are working you hard, for sure. Oh, you get Saturday and Sunday off. Okay, okay. That's what I mean. Like, what days are you getting off? If you're getting Saturdays and Sundays off, then you're fine. Then that's fine. They can abuse you. It sucks that you're not getting paid for that, though. But, I mean, even still, if you're, quote-unquote, only working 5 to 5... you're still getting paid $100 an hour, so that's still pretty damn good. You are effectively making more money in a week than I am making, in a month, so... or almost as much as I am making in a month in 1 week. I That's nothing to sneeze at. I I hope you're not spending so much that it makes it pointless, though. Because I know you said that you were doing a lot of Airbnb hopping. Why do, like, all my nails choose to break on the same goddamn day? Okay. Now that that's out of the way. That looks really big. I don't know if I feel about that. That's why it looks weird, because all of the other... Yeah, all the other wispy tips are... thicker. Doodles! Hi, Rose! How are you? I'm kind of liking this weird hatch aesthetic here that's happening. I kind of want to see if I can replicate that further when I continue to draw. Oh, by the way, Rose! Are you gonna participate in Art Fight? Do you even know what that is? I've found that many people do not know what Art Fight actually is. Okay, turn that off. What layer is it on? There we go. Okay, this layer can go. Is Rose stuck in ad jail? Hello! Are you gonna participate in Art Fight, Rose? Do you know what that is? But you know what it is, right? Raid from Flame! The Flame Raid! Hello, Flame brother. Welcome, welcome. That's fair. I get it. I participated last year and I didn't get attacked once. I'm wondering if I want to participate again. How was my day? He's back! Peace is back. My day is pretty good. I am officially a project manager. Or at least, trying to be a project manager. And, my boss is like, hey, so you're gonna run this job out. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, you're gonna run this job out. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's what's happening now. So I am now a project manager running a job out. Now I get a bonus? I mean, no. Probably not. But, listen, the way things are going, I think I'll be okay. I really do. Okay. Oh yeah, babes. You weren't here. You didn't hear about what happened. Okay. So, I think the last time you were in here, I screwed up on that window order. Is that the last thing you heard? The last time you were here? It was like around Christmas time, New Year's? Yeah, so my boss basically messaged me. And he's like, hey, when you get back from Christmas vacation, we need to talk about this screw up and consequences associated with it. So I was like, oh shit. When I get back from Florida, I might be getting fired. I genuinely thought I might have been getting fired. I come back, and 1 week goes by, no meeting. 2 weeks go by, no meeting. 3 weeks go by, my HR guy comes to town, still no meeting. Usually when the HR guy comes to town, that's when all the meetings happen, because HR guy wants to be present for meetings. So still no meetings. And I'm like, I wonder what's going on. So 6 weeks after Christmas, it went literally 6 weeks. So in the middle of February, my HR guy pulls me aside and he's like, hey, so I don't know when we're actually going to have this meeting. So we're just going to do like an informal review right now. And he had sent me like a questionnaire about like, what would I do better? Yada, yada, yada. And all of this stuff. And I filled it out. And I thought really long and hard about all of the answers that I submitted to it. And he's like, yeah, your answers are really good. Your boss was really impressed by all of it. And basically, there's no penalty for a literal $25,000 mistake. No penalty. You're not getting fired. You're not getting demoted. No pay cut. You're fine. Just obviously, like, be more careful. And I was just like, I was floored. Because I went into that meeting prepared to fight for my life, for my job. And I didn't have to. So, I've always been on the track towards becoming a project manager. And this is the first kitchen job that I've designed, and now, because we're short-staffed on PMs, he's like, hey, I think you can do this. I want you to run out this job as the PM. I can coach you through it as we're doing the build. I want you to start stepping into the project manager role, because we recently, one of our project managers resigned, and it looks like one of them might be getting fired soon. So, from a situation that almost lost me my job, 6 months later, I am now at a point where I am unofficially getting a promotion. Probably more officially getting the promotion once this project wraps, which we anticipate will wrap in August. And then if my coworker, the bad PM, gets fired, I have the potential to make a substantial raise, because that frees up money in the overhead. You know, my coworker that's not doing really well right now and is constantly making really bad judgment calls and really bad mistakes and lying to my boss and like having people trying to get people to lie for him. He's the highest paid salary in the office. I think he's making 6 figures, which means that's 6 figures of overhead that frees up. I could potentially get a nice bonus / raise. So we'll see. We'll see how things go. I'm just gonna keep my head down and keep working and see what happens. Not a 6-figure raise, definitely not. But it might be that I get a percentage bump, and if I get a good percentage bump, and the girl in the office who's also working towards a promotion gets a percentage bump, it still leaves a substantial budget for him to hire another project manager for, like, 60% of what he was paying the last one. So, it's looking up. Dude, shady ex-coworker. We'll talk about shady ex-coworker. Yeah, I basically aced the questionnaire. I don't really like art fight devs though, because despite being online for a decade, they never really made their site disability friendly, and their current team decided to lock all text and dyslexic font behind a. Oh my god, that's. Yeah, I've noticed that, like, because I missed the art fight the year before last, but I was following it, and like I was like, oh, it's cute that they're doing like crowdsourcing to improve the website, and then like this year it was just like, you made really nice improvements to the site, but it seems kind of wild that it's costing this much. So I don't know. Trying to get people to lie for him is a coward move, though. No, it's not just a coward move, Rose. It's insubordination. He's literally trying to get my other coworkers to lie and cover up for his fuck ups, and it's like, dude, either come clean about your fuck ups or stop doing things behind the boss's back. You make your choice, one or the other. And it's just mind blowing that he's even doing such shady shit, and that my boss hasn't outright fired him. Because if this was my company and you were doing shady shit behind my back, I'm sorry, you're gone. You're gone. You're gone. You were literally asking coworkers to lie for you, and it's not like baby lies, like, oh, you know, I was supposed to be at the meeting at 8 o'clock, but I'm a few minutes late. Can you lie and say that I got caught in traffic or something to the boss? No, it's like, hey, I was supposed to buy 400 linear feet of larch wood, and I bought 4,000 linear feet of larch wood, and it's non-returnable. That kind of lie. It's like crazy. That is a literal thing that happened. So I'm getting pushed up not because you're the best, but because the company is full of idiots. I think it's kind of both, Beebs, because I actually, in the past 6 months, my boss has given me an incredible amount of praise. So has my HR guy. So has my the construction manager. So has the coworker who left. Like, everybody has been praising me a lot about how I've like stepped up. I'm moving up. I'm learning so much. Yada yada yada. So I think it's that, and people are fucking up. Rose, I honestly don't know, and my only explanation for that is extreme carelessness. Because, like, even somebody who has dyslexia or dyscalculia, who, if those of you who don't know what dyscalculia is, it's the numbers version of dyslexia. So dyslexic people have trouble reading words, the letters get jumbled up, and things like that. Dyscalculia is the same thing, but with numbers. So even if you were to claim, like, undiagnosed dyscalculia or whatever, dyscalculia doesn't happen every single time you're looking at numbers. It's something that kind of comes and goes. So, like, if you knew you were supposed to only buy 400 linear feet of something, and you buy literally 10 times that quantity, there are many checks and balances that could have happened that you could have corrected that. When you got the invoice, before you paid the invoice, when you checked it against the square footage that you measured on your drawing, when, like, before the order was actually being fulfilled, you could have asked for the correction. Instead, 4,000 linear feet of larch wood got delivered to our warehouse, and we're like, what the fuck are we gonna do with all of this when we literally need less than 400 square feet of it? It was actually bonkers, because, like, that happened last week, and I just walked into the back, I'm like, alright, I know we're building, like, a cool little rustic cabin, but the cabin's only, like, a 12 by 12 cabin. Why is there so much freaking wood here? Yeah, I don't understand how you can be in construction and have dyscalculia, if I'm being honest with you, Beebs, because that just sounds like an engineering and architectural nightmare. Oh, the window was supposed to be 5'3"? I thought you meant 3'5", you know? So, I genuinely have no idea how he's made it this far. And it sucks because I've talked about this coworker before. This coworker is somebody who literally got me this job. And I do care about him as a person. He's he's been a mentor to me. He's like, you know, he got me this job. I've worked with him for nearly 7 years now across several companies. But at the same time, it's like, I can't cover for your mistakes, bro. I can't justify keeping you in the company if this is what you're going to be doing. It's not anyone's responsibility but your own to own up to these mistakes, and he's just not. So it's sad, and I hate to see him go, but at this point, he is hurting the company more than he is helping it. So it's unfortunate, but I did advise my boss, like, you need to make the hard decision, and if that decision is to let him go, listen, we're in an economic state right now where there are a lot of people looking for jobs, and I'm sure you will find somebody who is just as qualified that wants the job and isn't going to be doing shady shit like this. And I had to say it. I had to be tell the truth, because, like, it's not okay. His shady shit can literally cost my boss his whole entire company. Everybody their job, not just him his job. I don't necessarily think it's laziness, BB. I think it's actually the complete opposite of laziness. My coworker, the one that's causing these problems, he has extremely high anxiety, and it causes him to overthink things, and then it gets coupled with the fact that he is hyper OCD, and he will spend 6 hours doing something that shouldn't take that long because he overthinks it. I'm not saying that that's an excuse for his behavior, but I've observed it on many occasions, and it's just like, yeah, I get where it's coming from. It's a tragedy. It really is, because I do care about him, but I also need to think about my future, and if he sinks the ship, I don't have a future, and I will be hard-pressed to find a job that's paying me this well, that is also giving me the flexibility and freedom that this job is giving me. So I will fight for this company, and if it means I have to kick him off the ship for his insubordination, frankly, I will do so. And it sucks to say that, because I do consider him a friend, but I will not jeopardize my future and my family's future for his fuck-ups. It's just how it is. And I think most people would make the same decision. You would think that it would be the traits that would prevent that, but when I tell you, BB, that he has gone so far down the AI rabbit hole that I don't think he's an actual human anymore, it's that bad. In the past, like, 6 months. I'm not even joking you. You had a cute idea for your model? What's your idea? Is it a cape? But yeah, I just, like, I don't know what to do about him. He's gotta fix his shit. He's gotta figure it out. Okay, I really like the direction that the hair has taken. And I know there's like a billion lines here because there's a billion sketch layers, but basically a flowery magical girl fashion designer. Yeah. Look, so like I said, with this job, I'm just gonna keep trucking along, keep working hard at improving myself, keep bringing in new jobs, and things will get better. Flower bud tail? How would you even see it though if it's a flower bud? Or are you saying like cause I think you're a mouse, right? So mouse tail with a flower bud at the end? I think that would be really cute. Oh, you're changing your model completely? I mean, it's your model. You can change it as many times as you want. You've had this profile picture for years? Before you changed the ears? Ah. Just keep wishing your bar ears like an evil wizard or a king. Get people fired and get pay raises 2 weeks later. No, I mean, no. I'm not the, saboteur type. I am only saying these things to my boss because it has just become so apparent that my coworker does not fit the culture or expectations of the office anymore. And in honesty, like, me and the construction manager, we're sitting there and we're jiving and we're coordinating with each other on a day-to-day basis. And my other coworker is a senior designer as well. He has no idea what we're doing. Not because we don't want to bring him in, because he's never in the office. And, like, today, here's another reason why my boss is, like, at his wit's end with him. My coworker sets meetings. He's like, I'm gonna be in the office between 2 and 2:30, and we can collaborate on some stuff. And we're all just like, okay. So 2 through 30 comes around. He's not there. He's a no-show. No text messages, no calls, no nothing. And my boss is just like, okay, where is he? 3 o'clock rolls around, nothing. 3:30 rolls around, nothing. 4 o'clock rolls around, and he texts my boss, hey, I'm just finishing up at X job site. I can be in the office in 15 minutes if you guys want to run through some estimates together. Like, bro, we're packing up to go home at that point. What are you talking about? You're about to roll up to the office and you want to start working on estimates. Estimates are not a 5-minute thing. Estimates are a couple hours kind of thing. We're not staying here till 6 o'clock because you have poor time management skills and you couldn't even tell us that you weren't coming. That's why I said, like, I like him. I consider him a friend. I've known him for 7 years. But this is, like, off the deep end kind of shit. And I don't know how to help him. Because you can't be pulling that kind of shit. And this is not the first time he has balked on a meeting. This is, like, the 20th time in the past few months. And everyone in the office is over it. My boss is over it. The construction manager's over it. The HR guy's over it. And then to add, like, a little, you know, a nice little maraschino cherry on top. The way our office hierarchy works, like, this is how our office hierarchy works. Boss? Right? Boss? HR guy. Vesper? Construction manager? Office manager? Problem coworker? And logistics manager. This is how our office hierarchy works. To my coworker, office hierarchy looks like this. So, this is how the actual office hierarchy is. My boss, then the HR guy, and then the 5 managers below. So, me, my coworker, the construction manager, the office manager, problem child, and the logistics manager. He thinks that he is on the same level as the HR guy and that he has authority over the other managers. So he starts freaking yelling at our logistics manager, M, over here. And, like, he's basically treating her like a slave. Like, hey, I need you to get me this, this, and this by this time. And it's not asking nicely. It's like demanding. It's asking aggressively. And then when she isn't able to do it because she has a bunch of other tasks from a bunch of other people, he gets fucking pissed. And he starts going off on her and insulting her. And it's like, bro, this is not how you conduct yourself in an office. She is your peer. She is your equal. She is a manager. She is the manager of all of our construction logistics. Just because you're a project manager, senior designer, doesn't make you her manager. And he's just like, doesn't understand that he's not the boss's second in command that he thinks he is. Clearly you work in a pyramid scheme? I clearly, yeah. He's lost it. You know, the irony of it, Rose, is that... So, my company is very pro-breaking construction stereotypes. Let's say that. My boss is gay. The problem coworker is gay. The HR guy is gay. And the other 4 managers in the office were all women. So, and that didn't happen because he was trying to force that to happen. The coworker who just left was a straight guy and was very problematic. Also lying to the boss and causing a lot of problems, a lot of fuck-ups, and things like that. Well, that was interesting. Huh. My pen stylus still draws even with my finger between it and the tablet. How interesting. I didn't know it could do that. Learn something new. While I also smell some type of misogyny with the example you just gave of typical management behavior. I mean, my boss is pinning it partially on misogyny. Because he doesn't talk to the HR guy or my boss that way, and he never talked to the ex-coworker or the straight guy that way. So it just... I don't know what it is. He's never really talked to me that way either, but I think he doesn't do it because I don't beat his ass. Not actually, literally, but verbally. Oh, yeah. So, going back to him going off the internet deep end. So, back in December, my boss gave him authorization to start integrating AI into our processes. I have no problem with AI if it's being used for optimization. What I have a problem with AI is when you literally replace your brain with it. And that's what my coworker did. He literally writes emails to clients with AI and doesn't proofread them and then just sends them. We found this out recently and we're just like, excuse me? How you're not even proofreading what you're sending to the client? That's like, that's such a huge legal liability. Not just like unprofessional, just insanely crazy to be doing. And it's just been crazy. Absolutely crazy. So that's why I'm saying, like, it's not me being malicious, like, oh, haha, I want to become the only senior designer and get the promotion, all that. It's literally that my coworker has fucked up so much and is just outsourcing his brain to AI And that is not what he was hired to do. Like, at this point, I'm not even being, like, facetious when I say we could probably have an AI do his job better than him. It's a very unfortunate thing to have to say something like that about someone that you've worked with for so long and that you care about, but he is actively sabotaging not only himself, but the company. Exactly. That's probably what's going through his head. I'm not even joking you, BB. There was a point where him and I were sitting down to craft a complex, I would say it was a complex email, to a client to explain some stuff that were happening with the building department, right? And I had already had 75% of an email draft typed up, and I just wanted his input to, like, wrap it all. He's like, let's put it through AI. And I'm like, why would we do that when we're less than 5 minutes away from completing this email? So he takes my blurb, my email draft, throws it into AI, and then starts asking it like 40 prompts for things that he wanted to include additionally in the email, and telling the AI to he spent almost an hour putting prompts into the AI, of which it would have taken us 5 minutes to just read the email that I already drafted, add a couple more lines of information to it, and then send it. And I just looked at him, and I tried my damn near hardest not to roll my eyes. Exactly, prompts instead of thinking. And I'm just like, you cannot function as a human being like this. Oh, 100% Rose. I don't know if how much of a legitimate brain he has left, if I'm being completely honest. Because I see okay, another example of him outsourcing his brain to AI. We draft design contracts, right? So we give clients design contracts saying, hey, we're going to provide this scope, and this is how many hours we think it's going to take to do. Yada yada. And it's like, it's hours for drafting, it's hours for talking to engineers, it's hours for site visits, and all this other stuff, picking materials. We have it in a very simple scope of work format. Line item, hours, total. It takes me all of 10 minutes to fill something like that out by just, like, inputting what I think it takes. And I hand it to my boss. I'm like, here, this is what I think it'll take. He's like, all right, let's pad this a little bit. No, let's take away some hours to bring it down a little bit. Okay, we negotiate, done in less than a half hour. Send it to the client. Get the job. My problem coworker, spent the past 3 days having ChatGPT put together an estimation of time for how long it should take him to do the work, of which more than half of the work he wasn't even doing. It was being outsourced to our third-party draftsman. All he would have to do is fill out the building permit, submit the drawings, and pick some materials. He wasn't even doing 70% of the work. You're taking my computer back, told him to email you when he was done and walk off. No, he wasn't doing it on my PC. He had me send it to him in a freaking WhatsApp message so that he can put it into AI. And I just sat there. Could it revolve? I mean, probably, Rose. Revolves on a peanut shell for thousands, you never touch the sides. So, like, when your company decides AI was okay to use, was the usage of AI on the company dime? Well, he's only using, like, free AI. So, like, ChatGPT and shit like that. I don't think he's using any paid AI programs. But his time that he's wasting on this bullshit is the company's time, I guess you could say. It's just, like, for example, around Christmas time, we switched from using WhatsApp to Slack because Slack can be integrated into Google Drive and a whole bunch of other things, into Monday, which is like the organizational program that we use. So we're like, oh yeah, this sounds great, let's do that. He decided to run the protocol of how to format Slack through ChatGPT. I didn't know that at the time. I only found out about that more recently. And we're wondering why every Slack thread has like 12 subthreads in it. Half of them are like basically duplicates. So we have the Slack thread for the client. So let's say the client name is Hill. So the Hill client thread, there's a subthread for photos, there's a subthread for priorities, there's a subthread for questions from the client, there's a subthread for logistics materials, there's a subthread for urgent action items, there's a subthread for next steps, for building certifications and inspections, there's one for sub question. It's like, why are there 12 threads when you could have maybe 4 and it would cover everything? It's honestly, he's like, instead of AI simplifying our lives, he's basically using it to make our lives more complicated. And I'm done. I'm over it. I'm so beyond over it. Like I said, I am not the type of person to advocate for someone to be fired or let go lightly, and especially with my history of how long I've known this coworker, but this is unacceptable behavior. It's unacceptable. It's absolutely bafflingly unacceptable. And I think the harsh truth is I genuinely think that our company will be just fine without him. I think we would even be more efficient. Because we wouldn't be waiting on somebody who can't keep time commitments. And like, we're not talking about somebody showing up 5 minutes late to a meeting. We're talking about somebody never even showing up to the meeting multiple times in a row. And meanwhile, he's the one calling it. Who's lying to my boss, who's outsourced all of his project manager skills to a fucking AI program. Yeah. He took out independent thought. He's 40k machine worshiper. Maybe. So we'll see how things go. I'm not the boss. My boss will have to make a call eventually, though, because this is just not gonna fly long term. And it sucks because, like, my boss is like, oh, I'm so over it. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, if you're over it, then just do it. Just rip the Band-Aid off, you know? Don't drag it out longer than it needs to be. But we'll see what happens. We'll see. That doesn't look right. Something like that. Those are really big feet. When did this become Sonic the Hedgehog? We can fix this. This is why Photoshop is so great. Because I can just do this. Meow. That looks so much more reasonable. It's still really big, but it's like not comically big now. I'm not Worm Tongue from Lord of the Rings, BB. No, it's gotten to the point where the 5 managers, the other 4 are all saying the same thing. That he either needs to be written up, given a pip, or he needs to go. Because this is reoccurring behavior. It's not something that, you know, is corrected and then it's done. This has been happening for a while, and again, I hate to say that about somebody that I've worked with for so long and that I do care about, but I have to be realistic, and that's just it. Listen, I agree to the second part of your statement, but not the first part, BB. I mean, I'm coming up on 4 years working for this company. And honestly, I fucking worked my ass off in the past 4 months. I deserve a raise. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Alright. Tail. I'm just, like, jumping around here. No. I've gotten a raise every year. I'm just saying, like, they're annual raises. So, we're coming up on the 4-year mark. I should be getting another raise, is what I'm saying. No, my first raise was... My first raise was significant. I don't care about financial disclosure, so I'll disclose to you what I make. I'll disclose to you guys what I make if you guys don't care. I started this job... When I was at my previous job, I was making 58 grand. Living in New York City. When I jumped to this job, I requested a pay raise, and I was able to negotiate for not only a pay raise, but a health insurance supplement, because at the time the company didn't offer health insurance, and I wasn't married to my husband yet, so I wasn't getting insurance through him. So basically what happened was I went from making 58 to 65 plus health insurance, 50% supplemented. So it was really more like 68. My first raise brought me up to like 74. And I'm currently sitting at 80. So I'm hoping that... 80 or 85? I think he's 80. I think it's 80. Yeah, he basically gave me a 10% raise. The last time I got a raise. So, yes, my boss believes in at very minimum cost of living raise. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I get another raise, a good raise this time. Like I said, if my coworker gets let go, that's a lot of money in the overhead that could be reallocated to other people who are deserving of raises, or to somebody who could do my coworker's job better than he can, and probably get paid 60 to 70% of what he's getting paid. So, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I'm just existing. Tail is here. If they fire Bozo, ask for 15k? No. I don't think I could ask for that much. ask for 22, settle for 15. That's a massive raise, bro. Like, what is that? If I'm making 80... and you're saying ask for 22 and settle for... Okay, let's just say I'm settling for 15. So that's 15 times 100 divided by 80. That's an 18, almost 19% raise. That's actually an insane raise. There's no way I would get that. Bye! Something looks really weird about this tail. Damn it! Stupid freaking tablet resetting itself. You're free from Agile. Welcome back from Agile. Look at all you guys in your stream streaks. I feel blessed that you guys watch my streams so much. Okay, that works for me. Am I drawing an idol outfit? Not really, no. Nom specifically requested a hoodie and a skirt. So I'm just kind of using that idea and rolling with it. Like this is the inspiration image up in the top here. Cat fursona with a skirt and a hoodie, and then I had creative freedom to jazz it up or reduce it how I feel. And we'll see. I am making an idol outfit in Vroid, but that's entirely different. I don't know if you were there for that stream. I feel like there's something weird about this foot. I love that you're always experimenting with new stuff. I don't think I draw enough to like do that, if I'm being honest. Okay, I think that looks better. Yeah, that looks better to me. I used to draw a lot when I was back in high school, but to be honest, I only really started drawing again when I started VTubing and streaming again. I don't know why I ever stopped. It's just like I get like insane artist block, like insane, and it's just like to the point where any and everything that I try to draw becomes an abomination. That level of artist block. That's probably you right now. I think it's more you being an inner saboteur for yourself, because of all the things I've seen you sketch in the time that you've been a part of our stream community, nothing you've ever shown me was like questionable, even remotely. It's never finished. Yeah, that's true. I have a bunch of unfinished drawings as well. They're in the drawing graveyard, as we call it. I really need to like. The only reason like this is gonna probably end up being 3 or 4 streams worth of material, because I'm super slow at drawing now because I didn't draw for almost a year. And 2, because this is not for me, it's for someone else, and I want it to be, like, good. Alright, let's try to fix this face here, because the face is wonk ass. First things first. Recentering the chin. Looks way better already. This doesn't look any better than it did before. There we go. I appreciate the off for the cat drawings in exchange for art, though. My art blundering. Oh, it wasn't even an exchange for your for art. I was actually offering the service just as a service. Not even as a service, as I don't know, a freebie, a courtesy. No, I wasn't asking for a trade. I just wanted to know if you needed help with your project. Yes, Rose, it was not a transactional request at all. No, no, no. It was 100% me offering to help you with like CAD because it gives you, you know, dimensional quality vectors to build off of in Blender, which is really useful. Hello, Feather Dust. Your cat emote is quite adorable there. Also, your banana icon. Your banana badge. The spatial relationships were probably the most difficult aspect of planning the background. Yeah, I could see how that makes things hard. That's why I was offering the CAD, because I know when I model using SketchUp, it's way easier to do a 3D model if I have a vector-based plan to work off of, or elevations, because then you can just pull those vector datums in the X-plane or in the Y-plane, and it just makes things way easier to create on a three-dimensional plane when you have a set vector source to work from. Hello, Trollface. Chinese liquids. Like soy sauce? Question mark. Okay, I'm really liking the direction this is moving in. It's still a rough sketch, but I'm liking what's happening here. I wanna jazz up her shoes. I should probably name my layers so I know what the hell I'm doing. Oh, that's true. God, I haven't used CAD since my intro to engineering class in freshman year. Yeah, I mean, that's why I was... I mean, not because I knew you haven't used it. I'm just saying, like, I offered it because I'm pretty fast at it, and if you give me, like, general parameters, I could probably whip something up for you pretty easily that could help you with your 3D modeling. So I was just offering it just to help you. I mean, again, I wasn't expecting any kind of trade for it at all. I'm sorry if that gave you any kind of anxiety or untempered expectation. I was not trying to do that at all. I genuinely, like, for me offering that my skill set to you is because I find what you do really, really fascinating, Rose. I think your art is amazing, and the fact that you're able to do so much in Blender that I can only fathom on the most basic levels of how to do I want to see you build your 3D space. So if I was able to help you in any way to do it, I was willing to do that, because I'm so enthralled by everything that you've posted in our art threads, and by the Blender, like the rough model shape that you were making for your model in Blender. I'm genuinely fascinated by that stuff. So that was just me offering to help facilitate, you know, any kind of progress to move you through your art project. This has turned into a Sonic the Hedgehog shoe, and I'm not even doing it intentionally. It just kind of happened. The more I look at it, the more I'm like Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm using the cheater techniques. Luckily, I'm currently waiting for ZZZ Eldoreda's model solely because I'm stuck on a model. I need to see how they model parts of the body. Ah. You use their models as references? Or are you actually trying to model that character? Is that what you're saying? No, I don't like how that looks. It makes it look like horse hooves. Ugh. I have to do line work after this. Ugh. Alright, I think I'm gonna start playing with colors. I know I'm literally missing arms and a leg and an eyeball, but we'll deal with that later. I want to start playing with color. Wow. My husband is just getting food right now. He wasn't hungry when I finished the food. Finished making food, so he didn't grab any. It's been like 2 hours. I studied a lot of models as references. I'm still new to modeling. Whoa. You're new to modeling and you were able to produce that model that you made a few months ago? Because that model didn't look like I'm new to modeling. That model looked like you've had a couple years of experience under your belt. Not quite a pro, but definitely someone seasoned. Hi, Mehi. Because, like, I spent, like, 2 months in Blender, and I was barely able to make a donut after watching several tutorials. That's what I mean by, like, what? either you're just like really tech savvy, you gotta teach you how to get better at art. There's no teaching you, Hayamehi. If I'm not trying to be like mean about it. You just kind of have to do. That's literally it. You just have to do. You just have to keep drawing. Oh, every day draw if you can. Even if it's just a 5-minute doodle. That is the only way you get better at drawing. And make concerted efforts to study certain, study images. Like, for me, I can't do hands at all. My brother spent like 2 or 3 months only drawing hands, and he is now so good at drawing hands that it's not really a challenge for him at all. But for me, I can't draw hands for my life. It's just something that I can't do, because I haven't practiced it. Honestly, it's a lot easier if you have like foundations of art established in your visual library. That's true. Because you might not know how to model something, but if you know how it should look at different angles, it'll be easier to make some sense. I definitely think that you're right about that, Rose. Having that visual training definitely does help, because like the funny meme is always, can you rotate a cow in your head? Because if you can visualize something in your head, it does make learning how to draw easier. But if you don't have that visual skill, drawing is challenging. Her ears are the same color as her hair. Okay, I think I might make her ears like a tad darker. Hello, Pizza, welcome back. Which is why I'm struggling to make the background, because I usually draw people and clothes and not furniture. Ah, yeah, it's a whole different set of reference images, for sure. I think that's why, not why, but I think that could be a contributing factor as to why I stopped drawing people, for so long. Because I was so engrossed and fixated in my job, where drawing people wasn't part of that. I was drawing furniture, I was drawing cabinets, so it's interesting to hear that reverse perspective, because I never really thought about that. But it's kind of true. I spent so much of my career drawing furniture, drawing cabinets, that I never really thought about that I don't draw people anymore. That's kind of why I want to do Art Fight, just because it gives me a chance to practice, and no one is expecting anything. There's no expectation. It's just do it. But I've heard that Art Fight has gotten a little toxic more recently, where people are just being completely little mongoloids and being ungrateful for receiving literally free art. It doesn't matter what the quality of that art is. The fact that someone chose your character as an inspiration that they felt they wanted to draw should make you proud enough, you know? Like, if you want beautiful, pristine, perfect art, go pay for it, because that's where you're gonna get beautiful, pristine art. I'm not saying that there aren't talented artists in Art Fight. There certainly are, 100%. I've seen so many beautiful art pieces in Art Fight, but the level of entitlement that some of these kids have is just mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. When am I abandoning you? What do you mean, when am I abandoning you? Like, when I'm ending stream today? Or, like, when am I graduating as a VTuber? Also, question for you artists. Do you guys use the shape method when drawing people and animals? I do! I don't do it every time, but it definitely helps with setting up poses and understanding proportions. Are you doing the OC thing? This is not my OC. This is Nam's persona that I have offered to bring to life for her. Because all she had was the Gacha Life, like, little model before. And I wanted to draw something for her. Because I don't consider myself a furry. Let me make that clear. And I'm not saying that being a furry is a bad thing, because it's not. There are definitely some weird peoples in the furry community, but there's weird people in every community. So that statement means literally nothing. What I mean is, I know quite a lot of furries, friends and acquaintances, and a fursona is an extension of themselves. So I think it's important for someone to have a detailed, fleshed out design of someone that they consider an extension of themselves. That's why I offered to draw this for Nam. Will it be perfect? Absolutely not. Will it be 100% what she wants? Probably not, but I think it's a start. Because art is expensive, and if I could help even in a little bit, I want to. Can you request yours? This wasn't a request, Hayamehi, but if you put yours in the request OC thread, I will consider it. I hate that I'm hard of hearing because my ears switch between hearing fursona and persona. I know one is a derivative of the other, but still. I mean, they are one and of the same. A fursona is literally just a anthropomorphic persona. I actually am loving the almost like Tim Burton vibe to the hair. Like how it's like wispy, spooky without going into like complete spook zone. I'm liking how this is coming out. I think it's gonna be cute. Again, we're still in the sketching phase, so it's a long way to go, but I think it's cute. Alright, well, actually, it looks like she's got a lighter tone for the fur, so... Actually, I think I might change this. That's not how you spell hair. Have you done anything interesting, Pizza? On your summer vacay yet? Drink the... You guys on the drink the waters. I'm actually... Now I'm out of water. You got any plans for the summer? No luck with job search? That sucks. You're gonna stop looking, why? Oh, yeah, well, that makes sense why you'd stop. If you're gonna be gone for a week or two. Hi, Pink! Things are going well, how are you doing? Are you at work? I almost want to make the ears this lighter color. But we'll see what Nom says. It's Nom's ears, after all. So I'll let Nom decide. But I think it'll give a nicer contrast than what's in the gacha model. And when they come back, I hope to have my new room done. Oh, yay! Pog new room. No, I'm home just at dinner with my grandma and my brother, and got home. Go over her place once a week for dinner. That's sweet. That's cute. I'm a big advocate for quality time with the grandpa and grandma. I think it's very important. Because you never know when that time will stop being a thing. Gotta take advantage of it whenever you can. Okay, let's color these ears. Hi, Buns. You bought a Nintendo Switch? You like a Switch 1 or a Switch 2? I mean, either way, Pog, but... I can't justify buying the Switch 2. Like, I barely use my Switch 1. I only use it when I go away on vacation. Which is not very often. I bought it for 200 USD. It was going to be 240, but the lady gave me a discount because I was paying in full. Alright, that's not that bad. I love how impatient I am. I haven't even, like... This is literally a sketch. I haven't even finished the line work. Or even started the line work, and I'm freaking coloring things. I just want to see what it looks like palette-wise. Gotta make the brush smaller, it's too big. Guess would you mind if I send you my unfinished eye design for something? Not at all. What are you designing? Time to get more water? I don't wanna. Are you drawing some kind of horror creature? Well, then it is fitting of a horror creature if that was the goal. But if you like Rocket Lab, Piku Niku, that's a lot of games. Bye, Pink. Good night. Hmm. Stream boo? What's a stream boo? No, we definitely don't want that at all, Jaime. That's against Twitch terms of service, and I don't feel like getting banned. Please don't mention stuff like that in stream. You're against it? What is it, where someone else can use it to bot your channel? They target small channels? Yeah, there's bots promoting services all the time. I just insta-ban them the second they pop up. Most of the time you guys don't even see them before I ban them. Pizza gets mad because I banned them too fast and he can't ban them before me. Alright, so we've got our skirt. Oh, I can tell this is gonna be a long process. I envy artists that can do whole ass commissions in like a couple hours. This is not even a commission, and I know it's gonna take me forever to do. How was Father's Day? Father's Day was great. Did I not post the picture of the paella that we made? Or that I made? Because my siblings are butts and they didn't really help. My brother helped set up the grill, but that was about it. Yeah, I made a whole ass 22-inch paella. I thought I posted it in Discord. If I didn't, I will post it. Oh yeah! Did Flame not tell you about our Father's Day, or it was Saturday, because we did Father's Day on Saturday, not Sunday, because I had to drive back home on Sunday. But did Flame not tell you about our Saturday surprise expedition? Did he not post the pictures? God damn it, I told him to post the pictures. Oh my god, this man. Just freaking... I know, but how often are you not there for things though, Bisa? That's the real question. Okay, he didn't post it. Yeah, I think that one's better. I like the layers of the shadows. I mean, I'm not sure. I know you're going for some kind of horror theme, but I don't know what exactly you're trying to do. So it's hard for me to give you like a advice direction on how to improve. I think what would be helpful is if you looked up other horror references to see where you could add detail. You leave when there's a lot of movement in chat? Damn. Ah, I see, I see. Okay, so the surprise adventure on Saturday. So I set my alarm for 9:30 in the morning because I knew I needed to go grocery shopping, to make this paella for our dad. And are you all in ad jail right now? Not yet. It's telling me that the ads are in process. Anyway, you don't get ads. Okay, fair enough. So I overslept my alarm, and Flame calls me at like 10:40, and he's like, "Hey, are you still home? Did you leave yet?" And I said, "No, I haven't. I haven't left yet. I'm still in bed." And he goes, "Don't leave yet. I have a big surprise for you." So he's like, "I'll be home in 2 minutes." So I get dressed, I go upstairs, and he walks in the door with this adorable, tiny, fluffy kitten. Alright, I'll wait for Rose to get out of ad jail. You're back. Okay. Alright. So, yeah. So, he calls me and he says, "Hey, I've got a surprise. I'll be home in 2 minutes." I get dressed, I go upstairs, and my brother walks in with this tiny gray kitten. And she's just the cutest little thing. And he's like, "Yeah, so I was at the firehouse, and some guy said he found her on the side of the highway and brought her to the firehouse because he didn't know what to do with her. And he just kind of hands her to me. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with her. My husband's not going to let me have another cat." So I sat there and I just like... She was clearly like... scared, but not like skittish scared. Scared as in like, I don't know you scared. Because she wasn't trying to get away. She just, like, was very cautious. And she had no problem being held. She had no problem being flipped up on in, like, to the baby position. Having her paws played with. Didn't care. She was actually purring. Which, and after I looked her over, she didn't have any injuries. She looked to be a very healthy weight. She wasn't dehydrated. And for those of you who don't know, if you ever encounter a dog or a cat, the way you can tell if they're dehydrated is actually to pinch the fur on the back of their spine and pull upward and then let it go. If the skin stays in a peak, that means they're dehydrated. If it's like elastic and it goes back into its normal position, that means that the animal is properly hydrated. So she wasn't dehydrated. She was a healthy weight. She didn't look like she had any fleas. She didn't have any injuries that I could see. And her ears looked clean. And the way that she was accepting the interaction from me led me to believe that she was someone's pet at some point. So either someone had the cat. She also had a leash on her. She had a leash around her neck, but no collar. So the leash was looped into itself to get around her neck. Basically almost like a noose, to be honest. That is kind of useless for dogs that are naturally wrinkly. Yes, you can't really do... Well, it still works with dogs that are Shar-Peis because even though they have a lot of skin folds, the skin will still be elastic if they're properly hydrated. Meaning you can stretch it upward, but it'll flop back into its normal position. When they're dehydrated, it is when the skin stands up, almost as if it's I'm trying to think of something that's like more firm. Like a dry I don't know, towel or something. It won't flop back down as if it's like wet is basically the way I can describe it to you. Anyway, so very friendly kitten, extremely adorable. She was purring, had no problem being held. I literally held her for like 20 minutes without putting her on the floor, and she did not mind. My cat doesn't even let me do that. So she was clearly someone's pet that either A, was trying to naively walk her like a dog, and she must have got spooked and ran away, or B, they just dumped her on the side of the highway. Or C, the guy who dropped her off at the fire station was actually her owner and just didn't want her anymore. So, going with the lesser of the evils and assuming the cat was lost, we took her to the vet to see if she was chipped. She was not chipped. They said she was about 6 months old and she looked pretty healthy. They didn't see any fleas or anything that would lead to them to believe she was, like, you know, dirty or sick. So, we didn't know what to do with her. So we brought her to my husband's mom's house. And she is now there with my husband's mom's cat. And, in 2 days, they have become best buddies and are now, like, running around and playing with each other. And I'm thinking that if an owner doesn't come forth, because my brother's putting up, like, lost kitten posters and things like that. If an owner doesn't come forth, I'm really hoping she keeps her because she's a little snugglebug, and I'm gonna be honest, I think their cat needs a friend. He wants to play all the time because he's not that old. Give you the kitty if she doesn't? Nah, I already have somebody as a backup if she doesn't take the kitten. My coworker saw a picture of her and she's like, she's adorable. I'll take her if nobody wants her. So she already has a second reservation home if my husband's mom doesn't take her or she doesn't get claimed by an actual owner. And I'm kind of happy about it because my coworker lost her cat last year, and she's had that cat for over a decade. And she had a very special bond with that cat. And I had asked her like a few months ago, are you ready to look for another like buddy yet? And she's like, no, I don't know when I'll be ready to look for a buddy. But when she saw the kitten, she's like, I could be interested in taking the kitten. So I think she's getting there. And I think that's great because that means that she's healing, you know, because losing when you live alone and you lose your best friend, I understand why it's taken her so long to come around to getting another pet. Same thing with my boss when he lost his dog also last year. You know, so I think when the both of them are ready to let new pets into their lives, they're gonna be so happy. I really do think pets are so important. Pizza, you should just ask your parents to get a cat. Do it. Just go out into the street and grab a cat and be like, this is mine. And bring it home. And keep it in your new room. Pets are really so important. I think a lot of people who have never had a pet, I think they underestimate how valuable pets really are. I tell this story all the time. my dad, when we got our first dog, my dad was like, yeah, dog is cool, whatever. And like he wasn't, or at least he didn't show that he was sad when she passed away. Like he was sad, but he wasn't like mopey or anything. He's like, it's a dog. They don't live that long. And then after like 2 months after we had lost our dog, because we lost our dog in the beginning of the year, in January, and 2 months later, my dad ended up in the hospital, because that's when he found out he had Addison's disease, because he basically fainted because he was coming off of being sick, and the cold or whatever that he caught, the fever that he caught, essentially triggered the Addison's disease, and his adrenal gland started to attack itself. So he ended up in the hospital because he wasn't maintaining sodium levels, and his body was just not retaining enough water. So he ends up in the hospital, comes out of the hospital a week later, and he came home to an empty house with no dog, and I think it broke him a little bit on the inside. And he looked at me and he said, Vesper, because this whole time I was sending him pictures of like other dogs that were up for adoption, and the last one I sent him was of our dog Luna, our current dog Luna, and it was her running in a giant field and then just completely wiping out and then just getting up and running again like it was nothing. Just a complete burnout. It's the funniest video. And he looked at me when he came into the house after like 2 minutes of being in the house and realizing there's nobody there to greet him. And he's like, Vesper, that last dog you sent me, go apply to adopt her. And I thought he was joking at first. And I'm like, you're serious? And he's like, yeah. He's like, coming home and not having someone here to greet you unconditionally, you feel it. You feel it, especially after you go through something as traumatic as not even knowing if he was gonna be alive in a few days. So he came home and he's like, go fill out the application for that dog, and the sooner we can get her here, the better. And 3 weeks later, she was in our house, this adorable 10, 11-month-old puppy, the little sassy pants that she was, and she was his best friend and is his best friend. And it's really cute. I remember seeing this white kitty with beautiful green eyes, but my stepfather was an ass and refused to keep it. We took her to the vet, and thankfully she got adopted. Yeah, I'm really grateful that I kept Juby, because even with her constipation issues, she really is just such a sweet little fluff ball, and I love coming home and just cuddling with her. It really helps. It feels like a weight is leaving my body when I could just come home, lay down on my bed, and she'll come and lay down next to me. She's not like a huge cuddler, but she does want to be pet. So she'll just come and like lay next to me, and then I can pet her and everything. And it's just that 5 minutes of that is the best. It's the best. It really is. So Pizza, whenever you get a chance to have a pet, get a pet, because they really, really do amazing things for your mental, for your health, for your happiness. There are studies out there that show that having a pet can reduce your stress and increase your happiness by up to 15%, 15 to 30%, depending on how close you are with them. Yes, make sure you do your research before getting one. Rose is right. Don't go getting a high-energy dog when you're a low-energy person. I think a cat is Pizza's speed, if I'm being honest. Pizza needs somebody that can chill with him and just be like, cuddly and totally okay with like low energy. Just vibing. I've always thought of myself as a dog person until I actually had a cat, and then I'm like, maybe I'm a cat person. I still love dogs, don't get me wrong, but cats are just such a vibe. Cause like, they can be spunky and playful, but also their neutral state is just to be chill and want to cuddle you. You have been compared to a cat? I mean, I could see it. Something looks weird here. What do you mean, really? That I can see you being compared to a cat? Yeah, totally. Something looks weird here. I don't like this. Never really thought about it? That's fair. It's not really something people really think about often. Hello, Nom! How we doing? Okay. Not gonna lie, I'm having some artist block. I'm trying to work through it. Let you see? I mean, not much has happened since you last saw it. Other than I finished the hair. But again, it's still a sketch. I wanted to see what the colors look like, so I started coloring it. But it's still a sketch. I haven't done the final lines yet. But I wanted to see what it looked like with the colors. I like the hair too. The only thing I'm not sure about is the bangs in the front. I gave them the blunt bang, but I can always make it like a normal bang. But I like how the hair is all wispy, but still like... It's wispy, and it's kind of like that perfect balance between spooky, edgy, but still cute. That's kind of how I'm thinking about it in my head. Okay, so I'll fix the blunt. Because after I colored it, I'm like, this looks funny. But yeah, I just wanted to see what the colors look like. So I actually changed your ear color from the color that's in the model because I thought it was kind of hard to see her ears being the same color as the hair. And I thought it would do better to match the fur tone of the body. Do you want me to do the same part that's here? I can do that. But yeah, overall, I'm really liking how the hair looks. I think it's, like I said, it's got a little bit of edge to it, but it's still cute. Okay, yeah, I'll make that adjustment. But yeah, like I said, I'm having a bit of artist block with this leg here. As you can see, it's looking a little boxy. We're on the struggle bus. But we'll get it, we'll get it. No, it's terrible. Redo everything. Oh, please no. I'm glad you like it. Do you like the sneakers? It just kind of happened. They ended up in like a more future, because I guess because the two reference images over here kind of gave me like a Sonic sneaker vibe. What art thing is this? This is Photoshop. This is Photoshop. The only reason I use Photoshop is because I get it for free through work. That's part of where my struggle's coming from, though, Nam, is I have to change now the perspective of the shoe to the side, and I'm just like, how do I do that? I don't know how to do that. I'm bad at draw. I'll figure it out. Don't worry. It's just gonna take me a bit. Oh, why am I even drawing it on this layer? This is the skin layer. Let's not draw it on the skin layer. The shoes aren't huge for you? Meaning you don't want them that big? I can make it smaller. Yeah, like what's your preference for shoes, Nam? Give me some ideas here. I'm just going off of this is not much to go off of, if I'm being honest. It's a stumpy black boot, I think. Maybe? White and black Converse, like the standard, or not standard, but like the iconic Converse. High tops or low tops? I think adding the rings into the eyes definitely helped, Ty. The mouth could definitely use some work. Like I said, I don't know what kind of if you're just kind of trying to make a creature or if you're trying to like go for a specific animal. You're looking at references. I think adding the rings to the eyes definitely makes it creepier. So I've only ever done one horror drawing before. But I can show you it. If I can find it. Okay, so for context, this was the reference image that was given to me. And this is what I turned it into. When I looked at this sketch, I'm like, this looks like a creepy, oily angel creature. If you guys know anything about, like, biblical angels, I was kind of using that as, like, a reference for the eye. You made this stupid little fusion animal called a panderman? An ermine and a panda? Yes, please find and share that. That sounds super cute. But yeah. He's like a eldritch stingray angel kind of thing. It was just a quick sketch drawing, but yeah. That's the only horror drawing I've ever done. Mutant human thing. References for a mouth. Shit. I think I have a good reference for you. Okay, so Hayame, look up the creature called the Pale Man from Pan's Labyrinth. He is nightmare fuel, and honestly, one of the scariest, like, horror creatures I've ever seen. I don't know if anybody knows that. Yeah. I think it's like, it's great inspiration for a horror creature. And mind you, I don't like horror at all. Like, I am the biggest chicken. I am the biggest chicken. That is not a self-own in any, or maybe it is a self-own, I don't know. I fully admit to being the biggest chicken. I don't like horror. I love that movie. Guillermo del Toro makes really, really cool horror characters. Like, not even joking. I'm trying to think. What other monster that you can get a good reference for? If you know anything about D&D, Hayamehi, look up what a beholder is. They are horrifying eldritch abominations, and they have some pretty gnarly teeth. I'm trying to think what else is out there. Trying to think what other toothy monsters are out there that would be good inspiration for your character. Drink water. I'm out of water. Ah. His head is a paper bag and his eyes are cutouts. I mean, it definitely adds a bit more mystery to the character. Because you don't know what's under that paper bag. Alright. I think my brain is shut off for today, so I'm gonna stop here. We made a little bit of progress. Not a lot, but we made a little bit. We fixed her face, finished the hair, we added colors, so we're starting to play with texture. We have a direction for the shoes, and a general direction for the outfit, I think, so far. So, I think this is gonna come out very nice. But have a wonderful night, everyone. I won't be streaming tomorrow. Momo will be doing her Kahoot tomorrow, for anybody who wants to join in on the Kahoot fun. Remember that if you join her Kahoot, you have a chance to win points towards one of her cute little crochet animals. You got one target that's live? Okay. And then I will be back on Thursday. I believe my schedule says Uma Musume on Thursday, and then Spyro on Friday. Wait, before I go, what's up? Let me tell you what Paper Bag Man does. Okay. You may tell me what Paper Bag Man does. But in the meantime, I will say good night, everybody. And as always, if you're new to my channels, please leave a follow on Twitch and a like and a sub on YouTube. They help my channels grow a lot. And we have been doing pretty consistently above 5 viewers most streams these days. So we're getting there, slow and steady. So he basically hides in areas where a countdown shows. The music gets louder and faster and the counter gets slower. Oh gosh. Pizza, you're back and I'm leaving! I'm fine with whatever, Nom. I haven't actually looked at who's online right now from my general list. There's a Uma Musume tournament happening now. I think I have somebody I want to raid though, Nam. Is that okay? She's someone that I found on Twitter, and I think she's kind of cool. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna be raiding into, Nixella's. She is a... Best way to put it is a tiger demon. And it's kind of cool because she's part of a VTuber group where I think half of them have debuted, but 3 of them haven't yet. And they're like, their theme is the 7 deadly sins. And she's Wrath. So, she seems pretty cool, and I think she just got back from a trip to New York, so... She seems like a lot of fun, so go say hi to her. Vespi? Yes, I am Vespi. What's up? If you were a sin, which would I be, Gluttony? 100%. Like, that's not even... It's not even a question. It would be Gluttony. I love food way too much. And if it wasn't for the fact that I have self-control, I would eat everything. I'm a super foodie. A super foodie. No, I think Flame is probably Pride. Flame is probably Pride. Yeah, you're clearly Gluttony now. Shimo is... I can't say that she's Greed. I think of all the sins... So what is there? There's Pride, Lust, Greed, Sloth, Envy, Gluttony, and what's the last one? Wrath? Momo is either Wrath or Sloth. One of the two. She is... Like, you guys haven't really seen her in one of her super hothead moments, but she can very easily go from 0 to 200 and be, like, super freaking mad at you for no reason. Like, literally, it happened on Saturday. So, on Saturday, we were... No one was expecting this kitten to be part of our plans on Saturday, you know? The kitten just existed. And so we call her and we're like, hey, so our plans got derailed this morning. We're taking this kitten up to husband's parents' house, and we're gonna be a little bit later than we thought, because like we're like, okay, we'll be done with grocery shopping and back home by noon, and we didn't get home until 2. And she's like, what the hell? Why are you doing this? You're ruining all my plans. She wanted to go play pickleball, and she didn't even get a confirmation from Flame that Flame wanted to play pickleball. So she was like about to make this reservation to go play, and she freaking didn't even confirm that Flame wanted to play. So we're like, it's not our fault. This kitten just kind of happened, and we're not just gonna throw it on the street and leave it there. So you need to chill out. Did you even ask anybody if they actually wanted to play pickleball? And then, so she threw a whole fit and hung up on us. We get home, and I'm like, did you guys go play pickleball? And she's like, no, I was too tired. I'm like, so you sat there and you yelled at us for like 3 minutes because we derailed your plans, and then you didn't even do your plan. So I think Momo, like I said, is either Wrath or Sloth. I am 100% Gluttony, and Flame is Pride. Yes, we are rating. So, have a good night, everybody. Have a good night, and I will see you on Thursday. Bye-bye. Good night. Sleep well. Your Envy? Your Ivy Envy? Alright. Good night, everybody. Go say hi.
Oh shit, hey!